Space was silent. No wind. No sound. Only darkness stretching in every direction. For years, the galaxy had lived in this calm and familiar silence. But today something broke it. On an alien monitoring station near the edge of known space, a loud alarm suddenly activated. Red lights flashed across the control room. The sensors picked up something massive, something new. Commander Threx, leader of the station, looked at the screen with confusion. The readings made no sense. The object was too big, too fast, too strong. "Is this a mistake?" he asked his officers. His voice was calm, but his eyes were full of fear. "No, Commander," the officer replied, shaking. "The signal is real. Something is coming through hyperspace." The room went silent. Everyone stared at the screen. The signal was growing stronger every second. It was like a giant shadow rushing toward them from the darkness. No one knew the shape. No one knew the origin. No one knew the purpose. Only one thing was clear: whatever it was not normal. Across the galaxy, other alien stations picked up the same signal. Different species, some tall, some small, some reptile-like, some insect-like, all felt the same shiver of fear. Their sensors all showed the same symbol. Unknown class. Unknown origin. Power level, extreme. Rumors started spreading like wildfire. "A new empire has arrived." "No, it's a weapon." "It's something old, something forgotten." But the most common whisper, spoken in fear, was, "A new power has entered the galaxy." Back at Commander Threx's station, the shadow finally appeared on their long-range cameras. At first it looked like a small dot. But as it moved closer, it grew larger and larger, until its shape filled the screen. The object was metallic, cold, silent, and unbelievably huge. One officer swallowed hard. "Sir, this thing is bigger than our entire station." Commander Threx felt his hands go cold. "Zoom in." The camera zoomed slowly. The shape became clearer. It was not a rock, not a comet, not a moon. It was a ship. A warship like nothing the aliens had ever seen. Its armor was black metal, smooth but powerful. Strange blue lights ran across its sides, glowing like veins of energy. The ship looked alive, like it was holding back a storm inside it. Threx whispered, This is not alien design. I have never seen anything like it." The ship came closer, leaving a long trail of energy behind it. The hyperspace tear slowly closed as the beast entered normal space. The control room was in complete silence. Even the alarms stopped, almost as if they were scared too. Then the camera caught something new. Something written on the giant metal hull. White letters. Simple. Clear. United Human Fleet, Warship Odyssey. For a moment no one moved. No one breathed. Every officer stared at the words again and again. Commander Threx spoke first, his voice shaking. "Humans? These are humans." The entire room erupted. "But humans are primitive. They were supposed to be planet-bound. They don't have interstellar travel. This is impossible." For centuries, the galaxy believed humans were a small, weak species stuck on their home world. A blue planet with simple weapons and basic ships. They were ignored, sometimes mocked, sometimes studied from far away. But now humans had arrived with a ship so powerful that even the oldest alien empires had nothing like it. The Odyssey moved silently, almost peacefully. But its presence felt heavy, like a storm waiting to break. Its energy readings were so high that every alien computer began overheating. One officer shouted, "Sir, our scanners cannot measure its weapon systems. The readings are too high." Another officer added, "Shields off the charts. Armor density unknown. We can't analyze it." Commander Threx felt sweat roll down his neck. This was not a visitor. This was not an explorer. This was a warning. The galaxy had always been confident. They believed they were the rulers of space. They controlled the lanes, the trade, the wars, the peace, everything. But today, for the first time, they faced a ship built by a species they had underestimated. One that had grown silently. One that had evolved quickly. One that had learned faster than any other race. Humanity. The Warship Odyssey stopped near the alien station. Its engines went quiet. Its lights dimmed. The ship simply stared at them like a giant metallic beast. Every alien heart froze. "Why are they here?" Threx whispered. No one answered. Were humans here for peace? Or for control? Or for revenge? The ship sent no message, no threat, no sign of peace. It simply waited. Silent. Watching. And that silence was more terrifying than any weapon. Across the galaxy, the other alien nations received the news. Their leaders felt the same fear. The humans had entered the stars, and they did not look weak. "Prepare the fleets," one alien general said. "Send diplomats," said another. But deep inside, every alien mind carried the same thought. If humans came with warships like this, what else have they built? In that moment, the galaxy changed forever. Humanity was no longer a rumor, no longer a small planet species. They were here. And no one knew their purpose, peace or war. The suspense had only begun. The news of the mysterious human warships spread through the galaxy faster than light. Every communication channel, every military network, and every government hall repeated the same terrifying message. A new supership has appeared. Origin, humanity. For many alien species, the name humanity meant almost nothing. A weak planet. A peaceful race. A species still learning basic space travel. That was the story the galaxy believed for centuries. But all those old beliefs collapsed the moment the warship Odyssey came out of hyperspace. The first shockwaves. On the capital world of the Fourth Dominion, the High Council gathered in panic. Thousands of floating screens showed the same recording. A dark, giant ship emerging from hyperspace like a metal beast. High Lord Yevron watched the footage again. The more he studied it, the more fear grew in his old eyes. "This ship," he whispered, "is not built by a beginner species." His advisors nodded nervously. "It is larger than our dreadnoughts, my lord. It has shield levels we cannot read. Our scanners break every time we try to measure its weapon systems." The council chamber filled with whispers of fear. How did humans do this? Who helped them? Is this an invasion? The Fourth Dominion had ruled star systems for centuries. They were proud, powerful, and feared by smaller nations. They did not like surprises, and certainly not surprises from a species they once considered weak. The Galactic Alliance in panic. In another part of the galaxy, the Galactic Alliance, an old group of peaceful races, held an emergency meeting. Ambassador Tellari, a tall crystalline being, spoke first. Humans were supposed to be peaceful. They shared very little technology. They were not a threat. Another ambassador replied, "But that ship is beyond anything we possess." Images of the Odyssey floated above the conference table. Its smooth dark armor, its glowing blue energy veins, and its terrifying size. One representative trembled. This ship could destroy entire fleets alone. Another whispered, "If they built one, what if they built more?" Someone asked the question no one wanted to hear. Are the humans preparing for war? The room went silent. Fear spreads to the outer colonies. On distant mining worlds, workers stopped their jobs and stared at the news screens. Farmers paused their harvest machines. Children watched in silence as the image of the human warship glowed on their holograms. The most common whisper was, "If humans can build something like this, what else have they created?" Some aliens felt respect. Others felt curiosity. But many felt fear. Humans were no longer a small species. They were no longer safe. They were unpredictable. And in the galaxy, unpredictability was dangerous. Military reactions across the galaxy. While the civilians talked, the military acted. 1. The Draken Empire. The Draken generals stood around a large table. Their red reptile eyes glowed with anger. "This is an insult," one general roared. "Humans dare show such power in our space?" But another general, older and wiser, shook his head. "This is not an insult," he said quietly. "This is a warning. And we are not prepared for what they have built." That silence scared everyone in the room. 2. The Kellner Swarm. The insectoid Kellner species, known for their fast breeding and huge fleets, reacted differently. Humans have evolved quickly. Their queen clicked. Too quickly. That makes them dangerous. The swarm began mobilizing hidden fleets. 3. The Cerati Union. The Cerati were philosophers and scientists. They studied the ship carefully. "This technology," one scientist whispered, "is at least 2 levels above ours." "How could humans advance this fast?" another asked. No one had answers. Rumors turned into fear. Across the galaxy, stories began spreading. Some true, some exaggerated, many completely false. Humans have found ancient alien technology. Humans discovered a collapsed star and used it as a reactor. Humans made a deal with a dark species. Humans were hiding their real strength for centuries. Every rumor made the galaxy more afraid. Every theory made the humans more mysterious. Every whisper added more pressure. The galaxy, once calm, was now unstable, trembling. Back at the alien outpost, Commander Threx's station was still in the shadow of the warship Odyssey. The alien crew remained frozen as the giant human ship floated silently outside their windows. Threx felt sweat on his forehead. The ship had made no movement. No contact. No signal. Just silence. And somehow that silence was the most terrifying part. His officer spoke softly, "Commander, what if they came to fight?" Threx did not answer. He did not want to guess wrong. Another officer whispered, "What if this is just one ship? What if the humans built a whole fleet?" The thought sent a chill down Threx's spine. If humanity had a fleet of Odyssey-class warships, no empire in the galaxy could stop them. Not the Vorth Dominion. Not the Draken Empire. Not even the Galactic Alliance. Humanity would instantly become the strongest military power in the known universe. A secret meeting. Meanwhile, in a hidden corner of space, representatives from several powerful empires met in secret. They were old enemies, but today fear united them. "We must work together," said the Vorth ambassador. "Humanity cannot be allowed to grow unchecked." The Draken general growled, "If they attack, we will all fall." The Kellner queen hissed, "We must find out their purpose before it is too late." Everyone looked at the hologram again, the dark, silent human warship. "Why are they here?" one leader asked. "Why reveal such strength?" another added. "Why now?" a third whispered. No one had answers. But everyone had the same fear. If humans came in peace, why send a warship? A galaxy on the edge. Every leader, every soldier, every citizen waited anxiously for the next move. Would the humans speak? Would they attack? Would they explore? Or would they watch silently forever? No one knew. But all of them understood one thing. Humanity had changed the balance of power. The galaxy was no longer the same. And deep inside every alien heart, a quiet, chilling question took root. What if this is only the beginning? The alien outpost floated silently in space, its crew frozen with fear, as the massive human warship Odyssey remained motionless outside their windows. But inside the human flagship, another world existed, calm, controlled, confident. The bridge of the Odyssey was bright with blue lights and holographic screens. The air smelled clean, the metal surfaces shining like polished mirrors. Every footstep echoed softly. Everything inside the ship looked advanced, far beyond anything the aliens had ever built. At the center of the bridge stood Captain Aaron Walker, the commanding officer of the Odyssey. Tall, calm, focused. His eyes sharp and tired at the same time, like a man who carried the weight of an entire species on his shoulders. He watched the starfield on the main screen, hands behind his back. The other crew members worked quietly around him. Humanity had stepped into the galaxy for the first time, and everyone on the bridge felt the gravity of this moment. A heavy mission. Captain Walker's first officer, Commander Leah Ruiz, approached him with a data pad. "Sir, the alien station is still watching us. No hostile activity detected." Walker nodded slowly. That was good. But it changed nothing. Their mission remained the same. Protect humanity at all costs. Study the galaxy. Make first contact carefully. Never allow anyone to threaten Earth again. Years ago, humanity had experienced close danger. Secret alien probes discovered near Earth, unknown signals scanning their solar system, mysterious disappearances of early exploration ships. The humans learned one lesson. The galaxy was not safe. So humanity built new defenses, new technology, new weapons, new fleets. And at the heart of that preparation stood the Odyssey, the most advanced warship ever created by the human race. The Odyssey's power. Commander Ruiz looked out at the alien station. "Sir," she said, "they're afraid of us." Walker exhaled slowly. They should be. This ship wasn't built to impress them. It was built to survive what's coming. Her eyes widened, but she didn't ask what he meant. She already knew. The Odyssey was not made for exploration. Not painted with friendly colors. Not equipped with gentle tools. No, this ship was a fortress. The hull was made of compressed neutron armor, something no alien species had ever seen. Its shields were powered by a triple-core fusion array, giving it defense levels stronger than the war fleets of entire empires. And its weapon systems were classified. Not even most of the crew knew the full details. But the galaxy would soon learn. Quiet tension. A young technician on the bridge whispered to his friend while pretending to monitor readings. "They look so small compared to us. That alien station, it's tiny." His friend replied, "They've never seen a human warship. I bet they think we're monsters." Captain Walker overheard them but said nothing. He understood. Every step humanity took from this moment forward would shape their future. If they looked weak, someone would attack them. If they looked too strong, everyone would fear them. Balancing both was impossible. A signal from Earth. Suddenly, the communication officer turned in her seat. Captain, incoming message from Earth Command. High priority. The bridge fell silent. Walker turned to the screen. Put it through. A hologram of Admiral Rhea Morgan appeared, stern, silver-haired, and known for never wasting words. Captain Walker, she began, you have officially entered alien territory. The galaxy has already detected your presence. We noticed, Walker replied gently. Admiral Morgan continued, your orders remain the same. Do not fire unless attacked. Do not show unnecessary strength. But do not show weakness. The message was clear. Balance on a knife edge. And remember, she added, you are not just a captain right now. You represent all of humanity. Walker nodded. Understood, Admiral. The hologram vanished. Eyes of the crew. The crew looked at their captain with respect and fear. This mission was bigger than any of them had expected. Humanity's future rested on their actions. Ruiz broke the silence. Sir, what do you think the aliens will do? Walker looked at the screen showing the alien station. They will fear us first. They will try to understand us next. Then. He paused, his voice colder than before. They will test us. The crew exchanged nervous glances. And we, he continued, must be ready. A hidden past. Only Walker knew the full truth of their mission. Years ago, humanity intercepted a message. A message not meant for them. A message from somewhere deep in the galaxy. A warning. They're coming. We cannot stop them. Prepare your worlds. And then the signal ended. Humanity never learned who sent it. But they knew one thing. Whatever they were powerful enough to terrify an advanced civilization. So humanity prepared. Every major human nation united. They pooled their science, their resources, their minds. They built the Odyssey and many other classified ships. Now their plan was in motion. First contact preparation. Captain, the communication officer said, the alien station is attempting to scan us again. Walker raised a hand. Let them. They won't understand what they see. The alien scan hit the Odyssey's hull, but all it returned was a distorted mess of unreadable data. The aliens would not understand human technology. They would not find any weaknesses. That was by design. Ruiz asked, should we send a greeting signal? Walker shook his head slowly. No, not yet. Let them fear the silence. The crew feels the pressure. In the lower decks, engineers worked nonstop. In the medical bay, the doctor prepared for possible conflict. In the cafeteria, soldiers whispered to each other. What if they attack? What if the galaxy hates us? What if we're not ready? But the truth was simple. Humanity had entered the galaxy not in weakness, but in strength. And every species out there would have to accept it. A moment of calm before the storm. Back on the bridge, Walker stood tall. The stars shined beyond the windows. The alien station trembled in fear. The galaxy watched with wide eyes. The Odyssey floated in silence, a silent promise of the power humanity now carried. Everyone, Walker said, stay sharp. The galaxy is watching us. No one knew what would happen next. No one knew what the aliens would do. No one knew what danger waited beyond the stars. But one thing was certain. Humanity was no longer alone. And the galaxy would never be the same again. The human warship Odyssey remained quiet in space, floating like a giant metal titan. But silence never lasts forever. Across the galaxy, the fear of humanity grew with every passing second. And fear often turns into panic. Panic turns into mistakes. And mistakes turn into war. The alien war faction. Not far from the outpost watching the Odyssey, another group of aliens was gathering strength. A powerful faction known as the Zarkith Coalition, a race known for their aggressive nature and impatience. Their ships were sharp, red, and built for battle. They were famous for acting before thinking. And when the Odyssey appeared, they saw only one thing: a threat. Inside the flagship of the Zarkith fleet, General Croth slammed his hand against the table. We waited too long, he shouted. Humans suddenly arrive with a monster ship, and the other races want peace? Fools. His officers nodded, their red eyes glowing with anger. General, the weapons officer growled, should we prepare an attack formation? Croth hissed, showing his sharp teeth. Yes. The humans think they can enter our galaxy and intimidate us. We will show them their place. The room filled with aggressive cheers. The Zarkith Coalition did not believe in peace. They only understood power. And in their thinking, the first one to strike wins. The fleet moves. 12 red warships moved silently through space, heading straight toward the alien outpost and the human Odyssey. Commander Threx on the alien station saw the ships appear on his radar and froze. "Oh no, not them," he whispered. The officers looked terrified. "The Zarkith fleet is approaching fast. Why are they here? They will attack. They always attack." Threx looked at the screen showing the massive human warship. "The humans didn't provoke them. This is madness." But madness had already begun. Inside the Odyssey, rising tension. On the human flagship, sensors lit up. "Captain Walker," Commander Ruiz said suddenly, "multiple ships approaching fast. Heat signatures active. Weapons charged." Walker looked at the screen without emotion, but inside he knew exactly what this meant. "Zarkith?" he asked. "Yes, sir," the tactical officer confirmed. "They are forming an attack triangle." The attack triangle was the Zarkith race's most deadly formation. It meant one thing. They were coming to kill. Walker's voice stayed calm. "Raise shields. Prepare defensive stance." The first mistake, the first shot. The Zarkith general hissed loudly on his bridge. "Target the human ship. Fire the plasma lance." His officers obeyed instantly. A bright red beam shot across the darkness of space, slicing through the void like a spear of fire. Commander Threx watched from the outpost and felt his heart stop. They fired first. They actually fired first. All across the galaxy, military watchers saw it too. The first shot. The shot that would decide the future. The impact that meant nothing. The red plasma beam hit the Odyssey's hull with incredible force. The explosion was bright. The soundless flash lit up the void. The alien station shook from the shockwave. Everyone held their breath. Then the light faded. The Odyssey remained still. Untouched. Unshaken. Not a single scratch on its black armor. Commander Threx gasped. It didn't even dent it. His officers stared in shock. "What kind of armor is that? What kind of shields do humans have? This is impossible." On the human bridge, the technician calmly read the report. "Captain, enemy plasma impact detected. No damage. Shields at 99.8%. Someone from the crew whispered, "They hit us with their strongest weapon, and it did nothing." Walker simply said, "Return fire. Humanity shows its power." The human warship powered up silently. No loud warnings. No flashing alarms. Only a soft humming sound as energy gathered inside the ship's core. The tactical officer touched a control panel. "Gravlance cannons ready and charged, sir." "Fire," Walker ordered. The Odyssey fired a beam of bluish-white energy, thin and almost elegant, toward the Zarkith flagship. It did not explode. It did not roar. It simply passed through the enemy ship. And then, gravity itself tore the Zarkith ship apart. Metal bent like paper. The hull folded inward, crushed by invisible hands. Then the entire ship split in half. Silence followed. The Zarkith fleet panicked instantly. What weapon was that? Did they bend space? That wasn't a laser. That was something else. "We can't fight this." A final warning shot. Captain Walker did not order another attack. Instead, he fired one more Gravlance beam. But this time it passed between two enemy ships and caused no damage. A warning. A message. "We won't destroy you. But we can. Easily." The Zarkith general trembled on his bridge. "Retreat," he roared. "Retreat now. We cannot fight this monster." The remaining warships turned around and jumped into hyperspace as fast as they could. The battle was over. Humans had fired only one real shot. The galaxy watches in absolute fear. News spread instantly across all star systems. The human ship survived a direct plasma hit with 0 damage. The humans fired a weapon the galaxy had never seen before. A weapon that bent gravity itself. A weapon that sliced through warships like they were toys. Suddenly, the galaxy realized. Humans were not just strong. They were unstoppable. Leaders everywhere felt their hearts sink. What have the humans created? How far has their technology grown? If this is one ship, what does their entire fleet look like? Fear mixed with respect. Respect mixed with panic. And deep inside the heart of every alien empire, one thought echoed. If humans came to take the galaxy, nothing could stop them. The calm of the captain. Back on the Odyssey, Walker remained silent. Commander Ruiz looked at him. "Sir, we just changed the galaxy." Walker nodded slowly. "Yes," he said, "and now the galaxy will test us even more." He looked at the stars ahead. This was only the first shot. The real war hasn't even begun. The galaxy was silent. Every alien world, every command center, every war council waited for one thing: the message from humanity. The warship Odyssey stood in the center of the Orion sector like a steel giant between the stars. Its hull glowed with blue lights. Energy shields hummed gently like a sleeping beast. Alien ships surrounded it from a great distance, too scared to come closer, too scared to run away. For hours no one spoke. No one fired. No one moved. The only question in every alien mind was the same: are humans here as friends, or conquerors? But humanity gave no answer. Not yet. A galaxy holds its breath. On the Ureth homeworld, thousands of leaders gathered around a hologram of the human ship. Some whispered, maybe they came to take planets. Others said, no, maybe they came to warn us. But no one knew the truth. Humanity had grown in silence for centuries. Their technology evolved. Their ships became legends before they were ever seen. And now the galaxy finally saw them. But humans still did not speak. The suspense grew heavier. Alien soldiers felt sweat on their backs. Commanders kept their hands frozen over their controls. Even the quiet background hum of space felt loud. Inside the Odyssey, preparation begins. Inside the great human warship, the crew stood at their posts. Screens glowed with alien languages. Radar maps showed thousands of ships watching them. Captain Aiden Locke stood at the center of the bridge. Calm, focused, silent. He was waiting. But for what? A young human officer, Mira Hale, asked softly. Sir, the galaxy is watching. Should we send the message now? Captain Locke didn't answer immediately. He looked at the stars, at the alien fleet trying to hide their fear. Then he nodded. Prepare the beacon transmission. The crew typed commands. Lights brightened. A deep rumble moved through the ship. Something powerful was waking up. The beacon transmission. Across the galaxy, satellites blinked. Alien screens flashed. A strange signal spread in every direction. It wasn't a weapon. It wasn't a threat. It was something far older and far more mysterious. A human signal that had not been heard in the galaxy before. It carried one simple message. We come with strength. We come with purpose. We come to speak. Every alien translator repeated the same words again and again. Leaders froze. Soldiers froze. Even the bravest alien warriors bent their heads. Because that message carried power, not military power, but confidence, certainty, and destiny. Humanity had not come to hide. Humanity had not come to beg. They came to declare their arrival. The galaxy reacts. Some alien races panicked. The Vrake Dominion screamed. They are here to rule the stars. Others felt hope. The gentle Thalorian scholars whispered. Maybe humans came to stop the wars. But no one understood humanity's real mission. Not yet. The suspense grew deeper. Captain Locke's final order. On the human bridge, Mira Hale asked, Sir, what will we tell them next? Captain Locke slowly placed his hand on the control panel. His voice was cold, steady, and filled with meaning. Send the second message, he said. The crew looked at each other. No one knew what the second message contained. Was it a declaration of war? A demand? A warning? Or something even more terrifying? The lights dimmed. The ship's energy core glowed. The entire galaxy held its breath. Then, Captain Locke whispered the words that would shake the universe. Transmit. The second message flashed into the stars. And the galaxy was never the same again. The galaxy waited. Millions of aliens watched their screens, their hearts beating fast. Every empire, every colony, every station listened for the second message from the humans. The first message was strong. But the second message felt dangerous even before it arrived. Inside every alien command center, alarms blinked quietly. Not in warning but in fear. And then, the human transmission began. A message in a language older than war. Every screen across the galaxy suddenly filled with a bright white light. No symbols. No words. Just a strange glowing pattern, almost alive. The voice that followed was calm, deep, and powerful. This is the United Human Fleet. We have returned. Returned? Aliens looked at one another in confusion. Returned from where? Returned for what? The message continued. We left our home system in silence. We built our strength in the dark. We watched the galaxy fight its endless wars. The Thalorian scholars whispered. They were watching, all this time? The Vrake warlords growled. How long have humans been hiding? But the message did not stop. We did not come to conquer your worlds. We did not come to take your resources. We came because you called us. A shockwave of confusion spread through every alien empire. Call them? No one remembered calling humanity. A forgotten galactic signal. On an old mining station near the star El Tora, an elder technician suddenly gasped. He recognized the pattern. Thousands of years ago, before humans reached the stars, a message was sent into the void. A message from the first Galactic Council. A message asking for help, protection, and unity. A message everyone forgot. Everyone except humanity. Human scholars had found it centuries earlier. They studied it, decoded it, and understood its meaning. The galaxy was dying in slow motion. War, distrust, fear, endless conflict. Humanity answered the call. Back on the Warship Odyssey, Captain Aidan Locke stood at the center of the bridge as the message played across every world. His crew watched him, proud, calm, and ready. Lieutenant Mira Hale whispered, "They're scared, sir. They don't know what we will do next." Captain Locke nodded. "They will understand soon." A new timer appeared on every alien screen. A countdown. 00:10. 00:09. 00:08. Aliens panicked. Is it a weapon? Are they about to attack? Shut down all channels. Raise shields. But the countdown continued. 00:05. 00:04. Mira Hale asked, "Captain, should we stop the countdown?" Locke shook his head. "No. The galaxy must see." The reveal. The timer hit 0. The white screen vanished and was replaced by a hologram. A map of the galaxy. But not just any map. A map showing something terrifying. Massive dark zones spreading across star systems like a virus. Energy storms. Collapsed wormholes. Dead suns. Regions where entire fleets had gone missing. Aliens stared in horror. These were the places they ignored. The places they thought were accidents. The places no one dared explore. Humanity had explored them. Humanity had discovered the truth. A cold voice from the Odyssey spoke. The galaxy is not in danger from us. It is in danger from something far worse. The hologram zoomed in, showing a moving shadow made of unknown energy. A force older than the oldest empire. A force that consumes stars. A force waking up. "We came because the real enemy is coming," the human message said. "And you are not ready." Silence fell. True, deep, heavy silence. For the first time, aliens were not afraid of humans. They were afraid of the thing humans discovered. The final words of the message. The human transmission ended with one line. "Stand with us, or fall alone." Then the signal cut. The galaxy trembled. For the first time in history, every alien empire understood one terrifying truth. Humanity did not arrive as conquerors. They arrived as the only shield the galaxy had left. But what was the dark force coming from beyond the stars? No one knew. Except humanity. And they were preparing. The galaxy was no longer calm. After the human message ended, every empire, every colony, every small outpost trembled with fear. The hologram of the dark force, something alive, something ancient, still burned in every leader's eyes. For the first time in thousands of years, aliens were not preparing to fight each other. They were preparing to survive. Because humanity's warning was clear. Something was coming. Something unstoppable. Alien councils in chaos. On the glittering world of Valerian Prime, the Great Council gathered. Warlords shouted. Scholars argued. Merchants panicked. Priests prayed. All of them repeated the same question. What has humanity seen that we have not? Videos of dead star systems played in the background. Entire sectors missing from the galaxy map. Black energy storms that erased ships without debris. The council elder whispered. What if the humans came, not to rule us, but to save us? No one answered. Because deep inside they all felt the same cold truth. If humans were scared, then every species was already too late. Inside the Odyssey, the plan revealed. On the bridge of the human warship Odyssey, Captain Aidan Locke received a secure transmission from Earth Command. A large hologram appeared. Human generals, human scientists, human strategists, all with the same serious expression. Mira Hale watched quietly as Captain Locke listened to the instructions. When the hologram disappeared, she asked, "Sir, what did they tell us?" Locke's voice was low, steady. They confirmed it. The enemy is awake. The bridge fell silent. Even the ship's engines felt quieter. The dark force, the Voidborn. A soft hum filled the room as Locke activated a classified hologram. The image showed a swirling black storm, alive, shifting, moving with purpose. This, Locke said, is called the Voidborn. The crew leaned forward. It is not an army, he continued. It is not a species. It is an ancient cosmic life form, older than stars, older than galaxies. Mira swallowed. What does it want? Captain Locke looked into the dark hologram. It consumes energy, and when it eats enough, it moves to the next galaxy. The crew froze. This thing, Locke said, has eaten galaxies before. The real reason humanity returned. The captain continued. When we left our home system centuries ago, Earth was weak. We could not fight in galactic wars. We could not stand against great empires. But we discovered something no one else saw. The Voidborn rising in the dark zones. Humanity spent centuries preparing in secret, building silent fleets, creating powerful weapons, studying ancient cosmic records, training soldiers born for the stars. We didn't come here to conquer, Locke said. We came because the enemy will reach this galaxy in less than 10 years. Mira whispered. 10 years? Until everything ends? Locke nodded. If the galaxy does not unite, yes. Alien response, refusing the truth. Humanity sent the final warning across the stars. Most aliens were terrified. But some empires refused to believe. The Vrake Dominion roared. Humans are lying. They only want control. The Zalmer Syndicate said. This is a trick to force alliances. The proud Carthian kingdom laughed. Ancient monsters? Fairy tales. Many alien races chose denial over fear. They did not realize their greatest mistake. The Voidborn feeds on divided enemies. A shadow falls on the outer rim. While the galaxy argued, something dark moved at the edge of known space. An old mining ship on the far rim sector recorded the first sighting. A black wave slowly sliding across the stars. Not a ship. Not a creature. Not a storm. Something in between. Something alive. The miners sent a final message. We see eyes watching us from the dark. Then their transmission ended. The ship vanished. No explosion. No debris. No signal. Just silence. And a single black mark remaining on the star map. A mark that slowly grew larger. The call to arms. Back on the Odyssey, alarms flashed red. A sensor officer shouted. Captain. We have confirmation. The Voidborn has entered the outer rim. The bridge went silent. This was it. The moment humanity feared. The moment the galaxy was not ready for. Captain Locke stood tall. Prepare the fleet. Send a message to every empire. Mira Hale pressed a button. A final message spread through the stars. The real war begins now. Stand with us, or watch your galaxy fall. The last line, the start of the Great War. As the message ended, every alien leader stared at their screens. None of them blinked. None of them spoke. Because far in the dark, the stars themselves seemed to go out, one by one, as the Voidborn approached. Thus began the greatest war the galaxy would ever face. The war where humanity would prove whether they came as saviors, or the greatest warriors the universe had ever seen.